How many of you in your dealings with other people have ever had a personality conflict? Anybody? All right? And I guess the rest of you don't deal with people, right? Come on, all of us, whether we admit it or not, we have all had the misfortune of not being able to connect with another person, not able to create that all-important meeting of the minds. Now, I contend that you can create a lot more rapport with people and a lot less tension in your relationships with other people based on how well you practice the golden rule. If you practice it appropriately, you're going to have a lot more rapport. Practice it inappropriately, you're going to have a lot more tension in your relationships. So let's make sure that all of us are listening from the same perspective. What is the golden rule? Anybody? Golden rule.
Have them do unto you.
All right. I'm hearing different things here. And that's why I ask the question. Now, do I have anybody in here who manages other people in business? Anybody? All right, well, there's one of our problems. Well, the reason is their version of the golden rule is the person who has the gold makes the rules. Now, me, I grew up, born and raised in Manhattan, in New York City. And growing up, we had our version of the golden rule, which was do unto others before they do unto you. Just remember that. Then as a teenager, I moved to Jersey, only to find out they had their variation. Do unto others and split. But I believe the golden rule, as many of you just stated, is do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Is that pretty accurate? Yeah. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. In other words, treat other people the way you would like to be treated. Fair? I believe in that rule 110% when it comes to values, ethics, honesty, consideration. There's no better rule. But when it comes to one-to-one interpersonal communications, the golden rule can and often does backfire. Now that might sound strange, but the golden rule says that we should treat other people the way we want to be treated. Problem: what if they don't want to be treated the same way? I mean, I learned that firsthand when I moved from New York to San Diego. When I moved to San Diego, I practiced the golden rule. I treated the people in San Diego the way I wanted to be treated. In other words, I treated the people in San Diego as if they were New Yorkers. You see a potential problem here. I came on too strong, too fast, too aggressive, too in your face. Even when I asked people to do things that under any other circumstance they would have willingly done, they dug in their heels. They decided not to do it. And it wasn't because of what I was asking them to do. It was simply because of, it was my approach. I rubbed them the wrong way. And it was then I realized that there had to be another alternative, not a replacement, just an alternative to the golden rule. I call it the platinum rule. The platinum rule, very simply stated, is do unto others the way they would have you do unto them. Does that make sense? Basically, treat other people the way they want and need to be treated. And this rule is becoming increasingly important as we become a more diverse society. Because diversity requires the platinum rule. Understanding the differences in people and interacting accordingly, treating them appropriately. Now, what I'm going to do this morning is share with you a concept that I know every single person in this room, everybody has been exposed to this concept at least once. But how many of you, second or third time through a book or a movie, have ever heard or saw things the second or third time through that you missed the first or second time through? Same thing's going to happen today. Whether you've been exposed to this concept once or a dozen times, I guarantee you will hear and see some new ideas, some new twists, some new techniques that will help you connect with other people quicker, deeper, and longer lasting. Just curious, how many of you could actually pick up and use a couple of pointers to help you get along better with other people? Anybody?